name is Giridhar Rajkumar, and I'm a test automation consultant. So I have overall of 11 years of experience and as a test automation engineer and consultant. So I've been working with multiple tools and frameworks that are available in the market. As a consultant, I'm supposed to work on multiple tools to understand the features that are available, and I need to suggest the right tool to the right requirements for my customers. I'm the founder of the Testers Hub website as well. It is a website where you will be able to see 200 plus testing tools that are available in the market, and it is a community forum where people will be able to add the pros and cons about that particular tool. In case if you want to connect with me, you can connect me via LinkedIn, and I have my GitHub repository as well, and I have my own blog, learndevtesttalks.com. That is a blog where I write lots and lots of articles related to multiple test automation tools that are available in the market, and write reviews about them as well. So having said this, we will directly get into the agenda of this particular session. So first thing first, like Ashley said, it is an introductory session to TestProject. So initially we will talk about what are all the challenges that a test automation engineer is facing as of today in the industry or in the project where he or she is working. And we are going to see how TestProject is going to save us from a couple of challenges that we are facing. And then we will get into a couple of features of TestProject that it offers to us. So we will slightly get into a demo of the features demo of the features that the TestProject gives us. And we will be able to understand more from the demo perspective about using TestProject. And if you have any queries, please write it or just put it in the chat. We will just spend last 15 minutes to discuss about the questions that you have. So first thing first, I'm just, hang on, I'll just put this one over here. Okay, cool, yeah. So first thing first, the challenges that an automation engineer is currently facing. So as a consultant, I've been working with multiple teams with multiple customers across UK. So these are a couple of challenges that at least I have also personally experienced, and the teams are also saying that, these are the main constraints that I have, Giri. So the first and foremost thing is the more time for writing the scripts. So working in an agile environment, we will be having very less time for scripting the automation scripts, especially when we are having very less time at the end of the sprint. So that is a very, very critical situation where we need to pass that particular script development to the next sprint, in fact. So, and the other one is, so the maintenance of heavy frameworks. So currently we have excellent tools that are available in the market like Cypress or Selenium or many tools. So where we have to draft a framework, or we have to develop a framework from the scratch, and then we have to maintain it. So that is okay for a small team, but when it comes to a real-time scenario where multiple feature teams develop their framework and hand over the framework to a support team later point of time, that's where the real maintenance effort starts actually. So as a support team, I need to make sure that the framework is not too heavy for me to maintain or to change in case if there are any new requirements that are coming. And the other major challenge that we have is less technical competency, in the sense there might be some business testers in our team, or the business analysts who has to run a couple of acceptance criteria or test cases to make sure whether the application is compromising the requirements that are given in the Jira or in any other requirement management system. So basically, the business testers who are non-technical will not be able to set up the framework in their local machine and start executing it. And if there are any issues that are coming in their framework, they have to fix it. So as a business analyst or a business tester, I wouldn't really appreciate of having a separate framework in my own local machine actually, right? But it is something that I would really appreciate if I have an automated solution to do that. And the other major constraint that we face as part of test automation is like we are having different set of frameworks for web application, for mobile application, and API testing. In fact, so honestly, as a testers, we know that managing three different frameworks for three different set of types of testing is really a tedious task. I wouldn't say that it's a very very difficult task. It's a tedious task when it comes to a maintenance perspective. So considering these challenges, I was expecting for a scriptless automation solution that is available in the market. Of course, there are lots and lots of scriptless automation products that are available in the market. But again, one thing that really satisfies me is whether it is a free tool actually. So I always wanted a free tool for scriptless automation. So when I was exploring this particular point and seeing for the tools that are available in the market, I just came across this particular tool called TestProject. So I've been personally using this TestProject over 5 months now for automating the Testers Hub website myself, and I thought I should share my personal experience with this particular TestProject to this particular forum, so that you will get more benefit out of it actually. So what is this TestProject is all about? So basically speaking, TestProject is a community-powered automation solution. So it is 100% free to use, which means that it has no cost involved at all. Any features that are available as part of TestProject is completely free, and we can use it as a free tool all the time. In fact, TestProject was founded in 2015, and it is acquired by Tricentis recently in 2019. I think in Q3 or Q4, if I'm right. So it has been acquired by Tricentis, which is having a Tosca as their. I think many of us know Tosca, which is absolutely a great tool again. Which comes under Tricentis umbrella. Likewise, TestProject also comes under Tricentis umbrella. And it really supports all three different testing that we wanted actually. So say for example, like it is web or mobile or API testing, TestProject really supports it actually. So the main advantage of having this particular TestProject is scriptless. It is not 100% scriptless. I will just talk about that, why I'm saying that it's not 100% scriptless in the future slides. But TestProject doesn't restrict itself with web, mobile, and API testing. So good thing is like I have worked with a couple of banking and insurance customers where PDF testing is one of the main component actually, one of the main testing strategies that we need to use. Good news is TestProject also supports PDF testing, which I personally appreciated because it really reduces a lot of time when it comes to testing the PDFs with multiple data in it actually. So it is one of the tool that is rated, it is top rated by Gartner, which is having almost like 4.6 out of 5 stars, which is absolutely great. And TestProject is the gold sponsor for Selenium conference that happened in London last year. And they are the platinum sponsors for Selenium conference that is going to happen in India in October, if I'm right. So this is about a TestProject actually. So I think this is basic information that I wanted to convey to this forum so that they will know about TestProject company itself. And next thing is about the features that are available. So these are a couple of features which I really appreciated, and I personally feel that I should share it with share it with you people. First and foremost thing, the TestProject is built on top of the leading open source tools like Selenium and Appium. Since it supports web-based application, it is built on top of Selenium, and for Appium it supports the mobile testing as well. And like I said earlier, it is a scriptless test recorder for non-technical users. So this is what I was telling a couple of minutes back, that it is not 100% scriptless. So good news is it is having a capability of exporting your code, exporting your test cases into a code as well, which means like a hardcore coder like you and me who really like coding, we can extract or we can just export the tests that are available as part of the test projects where we record into our favorite language actually. So currently, I think it supports Java and C Sharp, but I guess they have plans to bring in JavaScript and Python in the near future, probably in June or July is what my understanding is. But currently, it supports Java and C Sharp, where I use Java to automate, my test project, sorry, my testers up portal using TestProject. And you can easily download the SDKs that are available as part of the test project, and you can just start executing in your favorite IDE itself, like Eclipse or IntelliJ, or in fact the Visual Studio as well. The other one which I really like with Test Project is we don't have to manage Selenium and Appium dependencies actually. So one of the key problem that I faced while automating, Selenium, I've been using Selenium for almost like 8 years now, with multiple languages like Java, C Sharp, PHP, and of course with the JavaScript as well. One of the major problem that I have faced as of today is the dependency of the browsers. Say for example, like when there is an upgrade that is happening for Chrome, we need to put the associated driver version as well for that. So if you are not having the right driver mapping, then there comes a problem of saying that the Chrome Chrome driver has to be upgraded. So all these kind of issues are really headache when it comes to pipeline execution actually. So if you have a remote machine and if there is an upgrade of if there is an automatic upgrade of your Chrome browsers or Firefox browsers, ultimately the problem is like you will not be able to put the dependencies at that point of time. You need to again put it, and you need to put it again and then execute the test cases once again actually. So this is one of the major headache that I have faced, but thanks to Test Project, it is having that feature of installing and managing it automatically actually, so I don't have to worry about it. The another good feature, what I have seen from Test Project, is the add-ons. So add-ons are nothing but plugins actually. What are these plugins? So basically these plugins are simple reusable functions that are available as part of the test project itself. So say for example, like if you have a special requirement, say for example PDF testing, right? So if you have a PDF testing that you need to add as part of the test project, all you need to do is you can either develop by yourself or you can ask the test project to develop it for you. So they will create an add-on as part of that particular requirement, and so I can just use that particular add-on if I require it. So we will talk about this add-on in the during the demo. We will just go deeper into this add-on module for sure. And the next one is it really supports the cross-browser and cross-platform feature actually, which I really like with this one. Though Test Project is 100% free, it has capability or it has compatibility to integrate it with any of our cross-browser testing tools like Sauce Labs and Browser Stack in fact. So, but Sauce Labs and Browser Stack are, of course, commercial products, but Test Project is giving us a capability to integrate with Sauce Labs and Browser Stack as well, which is good when it comes to the cross-browser testing platform. But again, if you think, Giri, I don't want any cross-browser or cross-platform support, or I don't want to have any Sauce Labs or Browser Stack integration, you can use your own local machine to do cross-browser and cross-platform support as well. That is done through something called as Test Project Agent, which we will be talking in the next slide about how the infrastructure of the test project works. And it has a good feature, and it has good integration with CI/CD pipelines tools like Jenkins, and of course it has good integration with Slack as well, where you can just get the execution test results after your after your pipeline executes directly into your Slack without any extra configuration or buying any extra license for that particular integration. So all these features, what we have seen, are really great when it comes to Test Project. And we will just slightly see how Test Project really works actually. So Test Project as such, if you see, it is completely cloud-based. So in the sense, like all your test scripts, all your reports, and all your all your monitoring tools and everything will be located in the cloud. Whereas there is something called as local machine execution as well, which means though the test scripts are residing in the cloud, all your test cases will be getting executed in your local machine. So how that connectivity is happening between your local machine and the test project cloud is using this particular test project agent actually. So if you have a, if you let's assume that you have your test cases in your cloud and you want to execute the tests against your local machine. All you need to do is download the test project agent, which is again absolutely free, and then run it in your local machine. So automatically what happens is the test project will be able to identify your local machine as an agent, and it just populates in the test project dashboard saying that, hey, I was able to see a agent that is running for your particular, from your particular machine where you have configured. So based on that, I can just select the agent where I want to execute my test cases and then execute it. So one of the business scenario here for test project agent is, let's assume that you want to execute it against different versions of browsers, right? You have a remote machine, you have a VM where you have a different set of versions of browsers, and you have another VM where you have another set of different browsers and versions. So you need to run two different agents, and automatically test project will be able to identify that there are two agents that are running in your account, and you can select where you want to execute the test cases as well, right? So in a nutshell, this is how test project works, using the test project agent to connect your local machine with the test project cloud, right? Having said this, we will directly get into the test project dashboard and see how it looks. And we will see each and every component or the features that test project offers us. And we will try to do a small demo. We will try to create a project, and then we will create a record and record a feature or record a test, and we will execute and see, and we will see how live monitor is working, and we will see how the reports are getting generated as well, right? So for this, what I need to do is I'll just go to my browser. So all you need to do is, in case if you want to get access to test project, you just have to go to testproject.io and click on this free sign up button, where you will be able to get the account created. Once you create the account, you just have to log in. So the moment you log in, this is what the test project dashboard looks like actually. So if you see here, these are the projects that I have currently. So this can be of any type, whether it can be of any type like mobile, web, or API, or even the PDF as well. So you don't have to worry about it. So all your projects that you have created will be located here. And these are the add-ons that are available. So we will come to that add-ons module in a minute. And we have something called as monitor, which is absolutely great. So let's assume that you have a Selenium framework, right? You have a Selenium framework which is built on top of Java, and you have a raw framework. Now what happens is, you have an excellent reporting system, tool. You're using your own reporting tool, or you're using open source reporting tool, which is absolutely great. But the major problem is, like, you will be able to get the report only after the execution stops, right, or execution ends. So basically speaking, the live monitoring of your test cases is not quite possible with. There are tools, but again, it's not easy to do that. But test project is definitely helping us out in doing the live monitoring, and it just shows us exactly what is happening for that particular test suite or test as well. So the moment I kickstart the test cases, it will be able to show us in this particular screen how many test cases are getting executed, whether it is executing in parallel or is it executing independently, on which operating system, on which browser. Everything will be populated here as a list. In fact, we will see that when we are executing the test cases. And the next feature is add-ons, which I was talking about, which is absolutely a great feature that is available as part of this project. So these are the ones that I was talking about as the reusable functions, actually, or the reusable components of your requirements. So say, for example, like this RESTful API client is a plugin that is available, where you can directly install it. So if you click on this particular add-on, you will be able to see that you will be getting an option to install it, or you can uninstall it as well. So the moment you install it, it will be installed in your account. So you will be able to uninstall it later point of time as well if you don't want it. Likewise, you have lots and lots of add-ons. I think there are almost like 200 plus add-ons that are available. And good news is, You can create your own add-on. If you think that there is a feature that you want that you want to use it in the test project, all you need to do is click on this create add-on and start creating it. There are SDKs that are available. In case if you have any issues in creating an add-on, you can directly chat with TestProject, or you can just go to their documentation and you will be able to get most of the support that you wanted. And the other one is like, other one is like, if you think that there is a requirement that you want as part of the test project, contact the support team, and the support team will be able to engage their developers to develop that particular feature for you. So that is one customer support which I really like with test project. So one of the feature is the PDF actions, where I wanted a specific requirement in that particular add-on. I just contacted them directly, and trust me, within a day or two, they were able to add that particular feature to the add-on. So likewise, if you have a special requirement, you can contact them to create a add-on itself for you. And this particular add-on, you can just filter it with different operating systems like iOS and Android. And of course, you can just filter it with web as well. So where you will be populated with all the different add-ons that are available for web. A couple of add-ons which I really want to tell you is like a random data generator, where you can just randomly generate data based on what is your requirement is all about, like phone number, telephone number, address, or first name, last name. Each and everything can be directly generated randomly. Good thing is, like, I don't have to spend time in writing coding for the particular part to generate automatically. So it has its own built-in algorithm to create and give it to us, right? So the next feature is the reporting. So reporting is different and monitoring is different here. So report is something like, it shows us the historical data of what has been executed as of today, from the date when first we executed our test cases. You can take the date range between 30 days or last 20 executions, and you can even customize the range as well to see the historical test execution behavior of your project, in fact. And coming down, you will be able to see all the test reports for different projects that you have. Yes, you will be able to, you will be having one view where you can access all your project test results here, which is absolutely a great feature as well. So next one, what we are going to see is about the agents. So this is what I was talking about. This is the main feature of test project, and this is the only thing that is running in your mission. All you need to do is, like, you need to download something called as the test project agent. And then the moment you run it, you will be able to see here on the top that my agent is currently running. And that's the reason why it is showing as Giri MacBook Pro. So I have configured this particular mission as my agent, where I'll be executing all my test cases. The reason why I really like this particular feature is something like, it is highly secured. Say, for example, like, if you're not happy in executing all your test cases in a cloud-based network, right? Cloud-based product. It is something like you're executing all your test cases in your local machine under your, firewall, which means that it is highly secured as well. So you do have your test cases in cloud, but again, TestProject has taken a I would say that several measures to make sure that your test cases are highly secured in the cloud, in fact. So this is one of the feature which I really like, the agent. So I can just register n number of agents, and it is and there is no restriction, and it is 100% free actually. So this is what I was talking about from the integration perspective. You can download your code with Java and C#, and I think JavaScript and Python, they support Groovy as well in the future. So in case if you want to execute your test cases from your local machine or develop the test scripts, you just have to download the SDK that is meant for test project. And then you can just start, coding it with your favorite language. In case if you're a hardcore, coder. And the other one is the API key. I think this particular API key is available for many reasons. One of the key reasons is like Dockers. So yes, TestProject has support for Dockers, wherein you can just run your TestProject agent as a Docker itself. So you don't have to install it anywhere, and you will be able to execute all the test cases. I haven't personally used this. I tried using it for this demo purpose, but unfortunately I didn't get time to do that. But probably in the upcoming futures, I'll be able to talk more about this particular Docker integration with this project. And the other one is the webhooks, where you can just add all the test reports and everything directly to your Slack channel. In fact, your organization's Slack channel. And the other one is cloud execution, which I was talking about, like the Sauce Labs and the browser stack. And the other one is Qtest. It has integration with Tricentis Qtest tool as well, where you will be able to integrate it directly. Now, this is what the TestProject Dashboard is all about, and this is how these are the features that the TestProject is offering us. Now, let's do one thing. Let's create a React. Let's create a project, and then we will create our first test case, and we will record it and see how it is getting executed in my local machine. Right. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this particular application, which is the todomvc.com, which is React application. The reason why I chose this particular React application is like I wanted to show you the flexibility of this project, in fact, with the modern web applications that are built on top of technologies like React.js, AngularJS, and Scala.js actually. Because modern web applications uses JavaScript, and I just wanted to show that it is having capability to automate the modern web applications as well. So all we are going to do is just add a couple of to-dos over here, and we are going to select that it is purchased, and we are going to delete it as well, right? So this is the test that we are going to add. To do that, I'm going to create my new project. I'm going to click Add New Project, and I'm going to call it as to-do MVC. And it's optional, of course. You can just give the description if you want, and click Create. The moment you create it, you will be able to see a separate project that got created for you. So if you go down and see a separate project is created for you, when you click on that, you will be able to see what are all the tests that are available as part of that particular project. In fact, you can collaborate it with other users as well. So say, for example, like if you want to invite your team member into this particular project, you can directly add them over here, provided if they have access to the test project itself, right? So now let's create a test case, and we will just try to record and see how it is working. Creating a test project is very, very simple actually. So all we need to do is, like, the moment I click on the create test, you will be given an option of whether it is a mobile application or web application, or do you have any code with you that you have to upload it. So if you click on the code, you will be given an option to upload it. So all you need to do is like code it in your favorite IDE, pack it as a DLL or a jar or a zip file, and directly push it over to test project, where you will be able to execute it directly. But now we are going to use only for web. So I'm just going to give web here. I'm going to create my test. Okay, the test name is going to be add and delete to-dos, right? I'm just going to give something like this actually, and I'm going to give next. And you have a feature of adding your web application. So say, for example, like if you have n number of application, the same application across n number of environments, you can add all those environments over here as well. So, but currently I'm going to use only the prod environment that is available as part of the React. Oopsie, yeah, React. So I'm just going to copy this and go to test project and add new application. I'm going to give this URL over here, and I'm going to give this as React.js app, just an example actually. So I'm going to give finish, and I'm going to select which application I'm going to automate. The moment I hit enter, what happens is it gives me the provision of either recording it or editing an existing test case, or just a blank test actually. But before you get into this particular stage, please make sure that your test project agent is running. So if your test project agent is not running, you'll be given an error here that shows that you need to kickstart your test project agent, right? So so you need to kickstart it before you come here, or you can just kickstart it in this particular stage as well, not a big deal. But if you're kickstarting in this stage, make sure that you're going back and coming front. You're going back and then clicking next actually. So now we are going to record the test. So I'm just going to give record, start. So what happens now is the test project will be supporting only the Chrome for recording purpose actually. Though it supports multiple browsers like Mozilla Firefox, Edge, in fact the Safari. For recording purpose, it uses only Chrome. I'm not sure, whether they have a roadmap to support other browsers as well. But as of now, it supports only Chrome. So this is how the recorder will be looking. So you will be able to see that there is a record button that is recording over here, and this is a navigation pane. This is a pane where your test steps will be recorded here. So it is something like when you enter something over here, the particular piece of action will be loaded up here. Let's do that actually. So first thing, I just wanted to write buy fruits, just an example, and hit enter. So if you see here, I just added something called as buy fruits and hit enter. So you'll be able to see it over here. Likewise, I'm just going to give buy eggs, just again an example. So you will be able to see it over here as well. Now, what I wanted to do is, I just wanted to click this particular, tick box, just to make sure that I just bought it. So I'm just clicking it over here, right? And the thing with TestProject is it records this particular click event as a normal click event, but we know that it is a Java, it's a modern web application, right? So what we need to do is we need to change this particular click functionality to click with JavaScript, actually JavaScript enabled, which means it's quite easy for us to do. All we need to do is on the left hand side, this particular checkbox, I need to click this, and I'll be given an option of what are all the actions, or what is the type of the element, and all the details about that particular component. All I need to do is in the action, I just have to click using JavaScript and save it. Simple. And likewise for this as well, I'm going to give with click and click using JavaScript and save it. Simple. We're not going to do anything else, actually. It's a simple thing. And the moment you are happy with this particular test, all you need to do is just go, either you can pause it or you can just go and directly close this particular Chrome browser session. So what happens is TestProject will be recording that particular steps that we have followed over there. And when you click on this particular test, you'll be again able to see the tests steps that are available as part of our test, actually. But now I don't want to add any more steps to that particular test. Rather, I want to execute it. So what I need to do is, this is the test interface where you'll be able to see all the tests that are related to this particular project over here. And these are the places where you can use object repository to add your elements. This is something like page object model, where you can just add the elements over here, and it is a common repository for all the elements. You can just come and change if there is a change in the element locator ID or any other locators. You just have to come here and update it, and it reflects in all your test cases. So you don't have to worry about updating it for individual test cases. We have the applications to be executed as well. Like I said, if you have multiple environments, you can have it configured over here. And of course, the data sources, like adding a data file for your data-driven testing. So if you want to execute your test cases with a different set of data, you can either generate it randomly, or if you have a specific data that you need to do, you can add it here, actually, right? And you can add some parameters as well in case if you have any. Now let's execute this particular test case, right? So when I click on this particular run over here, what happens ultimately is it tells me what are all the browsers that are available as part of my agent. So currently my agent is Giri MacBook Pro. So I have installed all these browsers, and in addition to that, it just shows headless for Firefox and Chrome. And you can just select whatever, and if you think that if you want to execute it with Chrome 79, and if you have another mission or another agent that has that particular browser version, you can select it accordingly, and then you can execute the test cases as well. We will talk about executing in multiple browsers shortly after this particular demo. So I'm going to give next, and I'm going to give run. So ultimately what happens is, if you see here, a browser version, a Chrome browser version will be opened in my local machine. And if you go to the browser over here, you will be able to see in the monitor that one particular test is getting executed at the moment, right? So it directly shows us what is happening in live. So let's assume that for now we have only one test case, but assume that if you have hundreds of test cases, and if you want to monitor what is happening on that particular test case, you can just come here and see this dynamic monitoring system where you can take an action, right? Now that my test cases are executed, I just wanted to go to the reports, and I will be able to see that to do MVC, there was one test that got executed. And when I click on that, I will be able to see date-wise. This is something that I really like. So all the historical data are present within this particular dashboard, where you can just go and select and see what has happened at that particular execution time span. So when I click on this one, I'll be able to see the test report over here. So you will be able to see it over here on what are all the test steps that got executed over here. And you can just filter with the failed test cases to show only the failed steps as well. And good news is you have access to download it as a offline report as well. So I'm just giving a full report. So I'm just going to give OK. And I'm going to open this for you. So this is how the offline report looks like as well. So you can have this particular test report to send it to your management or your customers, showing that, hey, this is what got executed today, and this is what the result is all about actually. So this is one of the feature, and now let's see how to execute it with different set of browsers. In I wouldn't say in parallel, but I will just try to see if I can execute it in parallel. To do that, what I need to do is again go back to the project, and you can just go to the tests. So this is our tests. Oops. Yeah. So this is our test, and there is something called as job actually. So job is the place where you will be able to configure and tell TestProject that, hey, execute these particular test cases at this particular point of time. So it is something like scheduling and saying that execute these test cases against different browsers, right? So all we need to do is like click on add a job. And again, I'm just giving we need to create a job for which, whether it is a web or Android or iOS. Click on web and just give a name for the job. So I'm just going to give it as smoke tests. Just an example. So smoke test, and I'm just going to give next. And I can configure what are all the browsers I want to execute based on my agent. So currently I have these many browsers, right? All I wanted to do is like execute it in my Chrome browser, and execute it in the Edge, and execute it in the Firefox. I'm just giving, so just for saving some time, I'm just removing Firefox. So I just wanted to execute it with Edge and Chrome. You can just select it however you want, and you can create it and schedule it as well, or you can directly create it. So when you create and schedule, you will be given an option to schedule when to run. So you can just configure in that way. Or for now, I'm just creating it as just create. So the moment I create, there'll be no tests associated to that particular job. It's my job to add the tests that I want to execute as part of that smoke test job. So assume that I have a number of test cases. Now what I need to do is just drag and drop and say that, hey, as part of my smoke test suite, execute these test cases against those two different browsers in that particular agent, right? So this is how we configure the job, and let's try to execute this particular test and see whether it is getting executed in two different browsers in fact. So when I click on this particular run, so automatically the monitor will be blinking. So you can click on that and you'll be able to see it over here. And if you see here, my Chrome browser is getting executed at the moment. And 100% done from the Chrome perspective. And I'm just waiting for my Edge to come up. There it is. So if you see here, my Edge browser is also coming there, and it is getting executed as well. So if you see here, both the test cases with two different browser configurations are executed successfully. So now let's go and see the reports. To see that, we will just go here and click on the to do MVC project. And here you will be able to see that there is a job that got executed. So basically, like job, you can configure it to execute on daily basis, or with your CI in place. After the build deployment happens, you can configure it however you want. But again, for now, we have executed in this way. And if you see here, you will be able to see what are all the tests that got generated with different browsers in it. So if you have executed it with different browsers, you will be able to see in different tabs like Chrome, IE, Firefox, headless Chrome, and so on and so forth. But for now, we have only 2 browsers, and you will be able to see it over here as well. So let's download the full report and see how it is showing us the test results. So if you see here, it just shows us based on the browser as well. So it just shows us the Chrome first and the Edge next actually. So you will be able to identify it from different browser perspective as well from the test results. And you can just download the summary report. And this is how the summary report will be looking. Just a glimpse of what has happened at that particular test execution span actually. So you'll be able to get this particular test result. These are a couple of features, and let's see one test report that is having lots of failures as well. So let's see how test project is showing us the difference between all pass and failures. Let me just go here. Okay, there is a failure over here. So let us see here. So basically speaking, if you go here and see, it has failed in this particular step, right? So if you want to see what has happened in that particular step, click on that and it will expand. And it just shows us with a screenshot saying what is the exact issue actually. So it says that is open menu button clickable. That's what the validation is all about. That is where it is failing. And it has taken the screenshot and it gives the error message as well, saying that it just waited for 15 seconds, but it was not able to identify the element. So based on this, you can just go and change the, you can just go and check whether there's an element locator change, or you can just re-execute the test cases just in case if you think that is the right way of doing it. So this is all about like giving intro about a test project. I think what I really feel is like this is very good when it comes to the community work and test project assets. If you see, they have almost like 97% of customer satisfaction rate. In the sense like if you have any issues, just contact them and they will be able to fix it for you directly without having any extra cost or anything. And having said that, I think the session was quite useful for you, and I'm just open for any questions now.
Thank you so much, Giridhar. This is Arun here.
Hi, Arun.
The great demo that you've given.
Thank you.
I'll quickly start with my questions. So first one is, as you already have experience in Selenium, right? So we have an option called on before, on after. For example, I have multiple tests where I want to log in and log out of the Chrome. So is there some option in TestProject where I could do that? And the second one is, how do I use assertions here? So for example, the one that you ran, right? So I was able to see the steps, but let's say I want to add somewhere that, for example, whether this option has been tick marked or not. I want to check. If you could just quickly let me know like how these assertions happen.
Okay, perfect. To answer your first question, Arun, if I understood your question right, the logout and logout, the login and logout issue, and the running each and every running different browser sessions for different test cases. You can restrict it as well within the test project, and you can tell whether it has to be a new session or you can continue with the same session. So you don't have to worry about it. You just have to configure it with the test case like this. I don't remember where I saw that, but there is a feature to do that as well. Let me just quickly see actually. If I'm right, there should be an option over here, if I'm right. Is it over here? No. Yeah, there it is actually. So restart the browser before each test actually. So you can just have this enabled so that you don't have to worry about driver instantiations for each and every time. You can maintain the same session so that you will be able to execute the test cases without any problem. So to answer your next question from the assertion point of view, it is quite simple. So say for example, like I'm in this particular, okay, let me just go to that add and delete to-dos. So this is the one. So if I want to add an assertion, it is very, very easy for us to do. So let's assume that I'm here, and all you need to do is go here, and you can just give it something like, where is it? Validation. There should be an option. No. Element action? No. Okay, let me just record a test and show you. I'm not able to find it over here, but I can just definitely record and show it to you. There it is actually. So element action. Okay, I'll just show you the one which I've already done it. Where is the Source Labs demo? Here it is. And login to, and here it is actually. So basically speaking, you have this particular validation over here, Arun, where you can just put it something like whether it contains test or something like that over here. Is clickable, is invisible. All these kind of assertions can be added up here, and you can just get that particular text and validate it as well from this particular feature, what is available here.
Thank you so much, Giridhar. One last question. So these scripts that you create, can I export it and use it in any other, for example, Selenium or Protractor?
Okay, that's really a wonderful question. I haven't done it with Protractor as such, but I can just download it in my favorite, programming language, and I can just start executing it in, start developing it with my favorite IDE. So if you go to this particular test and click on generated code, you can just select which programming language you want and for which browser, driver and everything. The moment you click on generate, you will be able to see a zip file that got generated, and you will be having the code, complete code in it actually. So you can just export it with any of your favorite browsers, any of your favorite IDs, and then execute it over there.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much, Giridhar. Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah, hi Giridhar, Prasad here.
Hey, hi Prasad.
Yeah, I have just one question. Like, how do we handle the frame level switching? Like, in a page we have few many frames, and we have to switch between the frames. So, will this recording will automatically take care, or you have to add the steps to handle those frames?
Are you talking about the iframes by any chance?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so actually, because to my knowledge, they support iframe. So there is a good support for iframes. I don't think so that should be a problem here actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
No worries. Thank you. Okay, so I'll just go here. Not as I'll be surprised if there will be still the free in 3 years time. To project run, someone has to pay cloud usage. How to use? Okay, that probably I just have to check with people from the test project. And hey, Mary, hi. Looks like a great tool in terms of limitations. Are there any current limitations or challenges you faced with using TestProject? Yes, actually. So one major thing where I have faced when I was trying to convince my customers is from the on-prem perspective, actually. So the main problem is like many customers are not happy from the TestProject point of view that it is located in the cloud. And in fact, I spoke with the TestProject people about the cloud perspective and from the security perspective why it is not supporting on-prem, but what they are saying is like they don't have any ideas of having it as an on-prem as well, but as per their security protocols, they are having very good security when it comes to the TestProject perspective from the cloud. No worries. Yes, there are lots and lots of tools, Amit, but to my knowledge, I somewhat feel that TestProject is much better when it comes to the cost perspective. There are other tools as well, but the problem is like they cost you more actually, and the thing is like most of the features what they claim it from the commercial perspective, I think TestProject offers is for free. Okay, how do you use conditional weights? So I haven't personally used it, but maybe we can just check it with the test project team.
Hey Giri, how's it going?
Hey Karen, thanks for joining. So guys, Karen is from Test Project. So she's the customer success person. Karen, do you want to pitch in for that question?
Sure, I actually see two questions here I'd love to pitch in. One about the conditional weights is something that Vlad, my colleague, will answer in a sec. But one asking the first question, I would be surprised if they still free in 3 years of time, someone has to pay cloud usage. So I'm pretty happy to say that we will stay free always and forever. It's not just something we say, we really stand behind that. And reason being is that, as probably most of you know, and as you mentioned, Giri, Tricentis acquired us almost a year ago. And Tricentis, being a well-funded company, has the resources to provide a tool that is completely free. And it's basically their gratitude and thank you to the test automation community, giving back to everyone a completely free tool and simplifying our lives. So you don't need to worry about any payments because it will stay free forever. And regarding conditional weights, maybe I will have Vlad answer that. Vlad, are you online?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Hi, Giri.
Hello.
So regarding the conditional weights, can I ask you please open any test in edit mode so we can point on this? So if we click on any step, you can pick any and scroll down its properties, you will be able to see adaptive weight thing. So this adaptive weight is basically a conditional one. Yeah, this one. So, but it can be controlled with the global settings, which will be applied to all the steps inside the test, or we can control these in each step separately if we need to. There is many usages for this. What does it actually mean is, as far as we know, for example, different web applications might load some elements not immediately, but after some specific action, or it just due to bad connectivity might be longer than usually. So what adaptive weight actually does is we first set the maximum amount of time. And for example, if we need to click at some button, this step, which have clicked to this button, will wait, will start to wait with adaptive wait. And let's say if our button will appear on the page after 2 seconds, once it's loaded, the action will be immediately executed. It will not wait the full amount of adaptive wait time. This is only the time within we will wait until the action can be executed, or if time is out, it will be just failed.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much, Vlad and Karen. Yeah, we'll come to the next question. Are there any authentication support, like we have some back office with Okta authentication? So I think, if it is completely a web-based application, I think it should be okay. I don't see any problem with it. And does it support multiple domains? Yes, it does support multiple domains. And can we handle pop-ups? Yes, I have a model window pop-up that is coming up, and Test Project successfully handles it. And Sub has given that, would you be able to demo the REST API test automation, a high-level overview? That would be wonderful. Thanks. I currently don't have that particular project, but we will probably have a separate session, probably based on the feedback that we are getting, and then we will have consequent sessions about deep diving into multiple features that are available as part of this project. I think because of the time constraint, I cannot create it now, but next time we will definitely have it. Cheers, Sub.
Excellent. That looks like that's most of the questions there. So thank you everyone for your questions, and thanks Giri for such a good and insightful talk there. I think what you can see from the end there is that another session will be valuable. So we can obviously look at that in the future for those interested. Any questions, I guess, that you do come up with now, feel free to reach out to me directly with, or through to Giri as well. He'll be happy to obviously answer those in his time as well. For those that joined the call a little bit late, we'll be sharing the video via our YouTube channel, probably in the morning, and also we'll share the slides from tonight as well. But no, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thanks again, Giri, for the talk.